A single astronaut floats in the vacuum of space. Deep space environment, extreme cold, low pressure, and vast distances between celestial bodies. A star appears as a bright point of light. The astronaut's suit uses advanced materials for radiation and micrometeoroid protection. Engravings and lighting elements are visible for identification. Some suits display energy fields or illumination for visibility and safety. Extended periods of isolation. Equipment maintenance and environmental monitoring in progress. Billions of stars in the observable universe. Immense distances separate most of them. The void is mostly empty, with occasional dust and gas clouds. Visual effects such as energy wings are artistic representations, not present in actual missions. Light effects in space are produced by LEDs or reflective materials for visibility and communication. Movement in microgravity uses thrusters or maneuvering units, not wings. Posture and orientation are maintained with suit systems and manual controls. Isolation and vigilance are required for remote space operations. Time is tracked by mission clocks and orbital cycles. Lack of natural day-night cycles affects time perception. A stationary figure remains in position, relative to nearby objects unless acted upon by external forces. Nebulae are large clouds of gas and dust, visible in long-exposure astrophotography. Nebula colors are enhanced or assigned to specific wavelengths for analysis. Cosmic dust consists of tiny particles from stars and celestial events, drifting through the interstellar medium. No sound in the vacuum of space. Any glow is from suit lighting or reflected starlight. Space is silent and dark, with faint highlights from distant stars and galaxies. Unexplained phenomena exist, including dark matter and unknown cosmic signals. Solitude and responsibility are common for individuals on remote space missions. Psychological effects of isolation and duty are documented in long-term space exploration. Astronauts receive training to manage stress and maintain composure. Spacesuits and equipment provide protection from radiation and environmental hazards. Artificial lighting aids navigation and identification in low visibility conditions. Space missions focus on observation, study, and protection of scientific assets and data. Then a change. It was subtle, almost too small to notice. A ripple in the steady cosmic currents. A sudden sharp coldness that had no discernible source. It was a feeling more than a tangible thing, a disturbance in the very fabric of the void. The warrior felt it instantly, a flicker of ancient primal instinct. Something was wrong. The profound silence deepened. It became less peaceful, more ominous. A silent alarm. Behind him, unseen, darkness began to gather. This was not merely the absence of light. It was an active, hungry void. It swirled and condensed. It pulled at the faint, distant starlight, extinguishing it. It took form slowly, deliberately, a silhouette against the star fields, growing denser, sharper with each passing moment. It mimicked a familiar shape, a terrifying, perfect echo of the warrior himself. Cold dread began to seep into the space. The shadow solidified. It was him, and yet it was not him. A chilling replica, cast in shades of deepest obsidian and utter void. Where his golden armor gleamed with inner light, this one absorbed everything. Its wings were not of energy, but of tattered darkness, cold and lifeless. It stood silently, a monument to despair, a negation of all that was bright. Its presence was a violation, a tear in the fabric of existence itself. An unnatural stillness descended upon the sector. The vibrant colors of the distant nebulae seemed to dim, to recede. The shadow radiated an intense, bone-chilling cold. It was a stark, brutal contrast to the warrior's warm, golden glow. It was an aura of pure negativity, of entropy given a terrible form. No sound came from it, only a crushing, oppressive silence. It pressed in from all sides. The warrior could feel its emptiness, its silent, insatiable hunger. The warrior's golden form tensed. Every particle of his being screamed a silent warning. The ethereal senses, honed over countless millennia, registered the anomaly. He did not need to see it yet. He knew. The presence behind him was undeniable. It felt like a shard of ice pressed against his very soul. His grip tightened on an unseen weapon, a hilt of pure energy, a battle reflex, ancient and immediate. The space around him crackled, His inner light surged in response. The golden aura enveloping his armor pulsed. Once, twice. It was not a signal of fear. It was his power awakening. Each pulse sent out visible waves of pure energy. They rippled through the void like silent thunder. The light intensified with each wave, growing brighter, hotter. It was a direct challenge to the encroaching, insidious darkness. A clear declaration. He was ready. The very atoms of space vibrated. His magnificent energy wings flared. They expanded to their full, majestic span. They blazed with a renewed, fierce intensity. Motes of golden light like miniature suns shed from their edges. They drifted into the void, then vanished. The ambient hum of his power deepened. It became a resonant growl, a sound that could shake stars. He drew upon the cosmic energies that flowed around him. He was a conduit for immense righteous power. Still, he did not turn. He held his ground. He could feel the shadow's cold, empty gaze fixed upon his back. He felt its silent, malevolent scrutiny, its chilling intent. This was a test of will, a silent battle waged before the true conflict would erupt. The universe itself seemed to pause. It held its breath, waiting for his move. The warrior focused his mind. It became a calm, sharp point in the center of a brewing cosmic storm. Time itself seemed to warp. It stretched. It became elastic, pliable, each microsecond elongated, extending into an eternity. Distant stars, usually twinkling, seemed to freeze in their celestial courses. Cosmic dust motes hung suspended, perfectly still. The only movement was the slow, rhythmic pulse of the warrior's golden light, and the deeper, resonant thrum of his gathering power. The silence was absolute now, a vacuum waiting to be shattered by cataclysm. He began to turn, slowly, with deliberate grace, and with the weight of immense power held in check. His golden-armored form pivoted smoothly in the void. Each movement was measured, precise. His head, encased in the noble, featureless helm, turned first. His gaze, unseen behind the visor but intensely focused, was already locked onto the source of the cold disturbance. The universe watched. This was the turning point, the moment of truth. He faced it, his dark twin, the shadow self. Golden light met absolute, unending darkness. His radiant form, a beacon of hope, of strength, of enduring light, confronted the chilling emptiness of his counterpart. The shadow's eyes, if it possessed such things, were pits of endless night. For a timeless, suspended moment, they simply regarded each other, two aspects of the same being, now set for a devastating collision. The contrast was a silent scream. They stood poised. A few meters of empty space separated them, yet it felt like an unbridgeable chasm, and also no distance at all. The warrior's light flared, a defiant challenge to the encroaching void. The shadow remained utterly still, a vortex of pure cold. The stage was set, the arena, the infinite silent expanse of deep space, the combatant's light, and its ultimate negation. What happened next would surely echo through the stars for eternity. The confrontation was here.